गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Yesterday we were looking at, where did we conclude yesterday? Waves and ocean. Someone remembers. Now you tell me, just going further from that, from the waves, water's point of view, from the ocean is water, water is water, ocean is water, wave is water, ice is water. Any one of these, whether it is ocean, whether it is wave, whether it is ice, how much practices, pranayam, yoga, etc. it has to do, or gyan, or bhakti, or japa, it has to do to realize it is water? और हम किस में लगे हुए हैं? ज्ञान में, भक्ति में, जप में. और ये ज़रूरी भी है, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि नहीं, बट नो द अल्टीमेट डिस्पोजिशन दैट नथिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड टू बी डन, विच मीन्स वी मस्ट गो बियॉन्ड ऑल एफर्ट्स एंड रिकॉग्नाइज दैट वॉट एवर आई एम सर्चिंग आई एम ऑलरेडी दैट. वॉट डज द टीचर टेल यू? Tattvamasi, you are that. Correct? What do you realize? Aham Brahmasmi. Brahmasmi. Seem nahi, Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. See? So this, with this, now wherever we are finding ourselves, if we are at body level, as I said in one of the classes, if we are at body level, do yoga. If you require, do the karma. If you are at the breath, if your attention is coming to the breath again and again, do the pranayam. But understand, being attached to pranayam is not going to bring you to the reality. Being attached to the body is not going to bring you to the reality. Being attached to mantra is not going to bring you to reality. You must begin the mantra only to conclude it. Means it must become zero. That will be para, isn't it? Every day you begin to wake, when you wake up in the morning, you become identified with the body. Only to do what? Go to sleep at night, to become disidentified with the body. तभी नींद आती है, नहीं तो नहीं आ सकती. This is the game. Catch it. Life is teaching you all the time. Life is presenting circumstances all the time. So, in this manner, if we keep this higher goal in front of us, that we have to reach to a point of zero and remain conscious, then we are going the right way. So that way, yesterday I told, कहीं फंसो मत. अपने स्वामी जी भी यही बोलते हैं, कहीं फंसो मत. ना शरीर में फंसो, ना रिलेशनशिप्स में फंसो, ना खाने में फंसो. डोंट गेट स्टक एनीवेयर. नॉट इन स्पेस, नॉट इन टाइम, नॉट इन ऑब्जेक्टिविटी, नॉट इन रिचुअल्स, नॉट इन कर्म, नॉट इन भक्ति, नॉट इन बट नो 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 तुकाराम जी ऐसे थे, वही. आर यू तुकाराम? नो. यू रिकॉग्नाइज वेयर यू आर, हु यू आर, एंड उसके हिसाब से इफ Mahatmas are telling you, Shastras are telling you, don't get stuck anywhere. They don't get stuck anywhere. That's why they became who they are. So, is the young one here? So one story. Huh? So we have one Upanishad called Keno Upanishad. Have you heard of that? Keno Upanishad. There are only two Upanishads where there are stories available. All other Upanishads are abstract. They are talking without any ras in that sense. रस है भरपूर, क्योंकि आत्मा तो फुल कंप्लीट है, उसमें कुछ कम है ही नहीं. लेकिन एक है आपका कठोपनिषद, विच इज अ स्टोरी विच आई टोल्ड यू, one example I gave of Nachiket. That is one story, and this is another story in Keno Upanishad. What happened was, Indra and his troops, all the gods, they went and one day they defeated all the asuras, all the bad people, baddies. And they were so happy that, man, we did it. एक दूसरे को थपथपा रहे हैं. Man, I did it. You saw me how I killed that fellow. Fire said, you saw me how I burnt everyone before they could even come close to me. Water said, did you see me how I drowned everyone? And in this way, सब अपना अपना बखान कर रहे थे. इतने में भगवान ने कहा, सुर हैं, देवता हैं, if they become so arrogant and so haughty with their success, it's a sure recipe for fall. So भगवान ने कहा चलो, क्योंकि what is the difference between asuras and suras? Asuras थोड़ी देर के बाद बड़ी मुश्किल से भगवान के चरणों में आते हैं, और देवता जो है या सुर जो है, थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम आती है, भगवान के पास जाते हैं, प्लीज़ पाही हेल्प मी. So Bhagwan knows that these fellows are, in general they are good, but everyone has their faults. So suddenly there was a Akashvani in heaven. They have come, they defeated asuras, they came. Akashvani. And they said, ye kya hua? All the Indra could not see anyone, but all other, the Vayu Devata also could not see anyone, but others, they saw. So someone came, a Yaksha Purush came and suddenly vanished. Again he came, again he vanished. This happened once, twice, thrice, and they went, अरे क्या है यहाँ पे, कौन है? And they went. तो इसमें आपको क्या देखना है कि अपना जो यूनिवर्स है किन तत्वों से बना है? Space, air, fire, water, earth, isn't it? So is there any form for space? No. So space cannot, if there is no form for space, space also cannot see any form. Is there any form for air? So air also cannot see any form. उसको हमने क्या नाम दे दिया है? मारुति नंदन. या पवन देवता, वायु देवता. Then does fire have a form? सप्त जिह्वा बोलते हैं ना अग्नि को. तो the first form that appears is at the fire level, and from that comes the whole universe of forms with galaxies, planets, universes. Everything that you see which has a shape is because of Agni Tattva. Surya is also Agni Tattva. Your eyes are also Agni Tattva. ये सूर्य है, ये चंद्रमा है. And in this way, if you don't have eyes, you will not be able to see forms. If you don't have sun, you won't have moon. If you don't have sun, you won't have other planets. If you don't have sun, there will be no photosynthesis, there will be no plants growing on the planet. So everything is connected. Then what was I saying? The fire element has the form. So what is the quality of space? What is the quality of space? Akash, Shabd, only sound. And what is that sound? Om, not O. It's only going on. What is the quality of air? touch, sparsh, plus because it has come out of space. Without space, air cannot function. So quality of space, which is sound, also comes when air. So now the fan is going on. You can, if it goes fast, you can feel you can hear the wind going around you, isn't it? So sound and the quality of air of its own is touch. When you come to fire, what is the fire's quality? Rupa. And it also has sound, crackling of the fire, and it also has the sparsh, it is hot, isn't it? Then what comes after fire? Water, aap. Then what is the quality of water? It is taste. But all the four qualities, because this is the product of all the three above. So it has the sound also. When you pour the water, it makes sound. You can touch it also. It is very wet to touch. And then it has a form also, because you can see waves, you can see ice, different things you can, and then it has its own quality, which is called rasa. And the last one, out of earth came earth, prithvi. And what is the quality of prithvi? Gandha, plus all the four above. Plus all the four above. And we are made up out of these four. Out of these five. We are also made out of these five. And we have to go beyond these five. Where are these five in us? If you really want to see. Can you see the space tattva or the air tattva? Yeah, I can feel, because I got vat in my knee. So I can feel the air tattva there. The doctors can know all the five elements. But if you take the five senses, they are all the five elements, isn't it? And these five elements these five senses came simultaneously at the same time. The world for these five senses to perceive, that also came about. So these gods in the heaven, they were all, I am the best, I contributed to the war more than anyone else. Did you see me? Everyone was singing their own glory. दूसरे को नहीं बोल रहे कि तूने अच्छा किया, मैंने किया, मैं बढ़ रहा था. So at that time this Yaksha Purusha came. And when this Yaksha Purusha came, suddenly there was a Akashvani. And the Akashvani said, I see that you guys are very, very, you're commending your own self. जरा तुम में से कोई इतना ताकतवर है, if someone is so strong, please come and destroy this blade of grass. And it's hanging in the heaven somewhere. There, they can see it. Now they can't see the Yaksha Purusha, but they can see the blade of grass. And all these fellows, everyone wants to go first. So then first the Varuna Devata went, and he poured water to drown the blade of grass. Tried and tried and tried. Nothing worked. The blade of grass is as dry as ever, as fresh as ever. आखिर में थक जाता है और वापस आ जाता है. फिर अग्नि देवता जाता है, and he produces so much fire मारने के, उसको जलाने के लिए, but the blade of grass is as it is. It doesn't even, उस पर झुर्री भी नहीं आती. He also gets defeated and he comes back. Then the Vayu Devata goes, he says, you guys are nothing. तुम ये फालतू में इतनी देर से बोल रहे हो कि I killed so many. One blade of grass, you could not do anything to it. You could not wet it, you could not burn it. You see me. Now I'll go and show you what power is. सब अपना बखान कर रहे हैं. And he goes to the blade of grass and tries to, what does air do? But what does it do to your skin when there is too much breeze? It dries you up. शुष्क बना देते. So he tried to shrivel the blade of grass. He could not do anything. He tried. तूफान लेके आया, ये किया, वो किया, कुछ नहीं हुआ. इंद्र भगवान देख रहे हैं, इंद्र देवता देख रहे हैं बैठ के कि यार मेरे सारे सिपाही एक एक करके सारे, सूर्य भी गया, अग्नि मीन सूर्य ओनली, ऑल ऑफ देम हैव गॉन एंड दे हैव बीन अनसक्सेसफुल. This is the ability of Indra. He can think little bit out of the box because he is the master of all the elements. He is the master of all the all the other gods. That's why he is Indra, the devtaon ka raja Indra. So he is sitting there and he is watching. And now all the various gods try one after the other. All of them are unsuccessful. Then he says, okay, let me go and check. He goes. When he goes there, for one flick of a second, he is able to just, kabhi aise hota na, I think I saw someone there and then there is nobody there. He saw someone there, the Yaksha Purush. And the next moment that Yaksha Purush vanished from his eyes. And when then he's seeing this, blade of grass. First, what does he do? He doesn't go there, I'm going to destroy it, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'll use my Vajra to finish this off. He doesn't go like that. He goes and does Namaskar first. Like Ramchandraji, when he picked up the bow, first he did Namaskar because he knew it was Lord Shiva's Dhanush. Ravan went to show his strength. Arjuna also similar. He did Namaskar to the Yantra first. So he goes and does Namaskar. And when he bows down and he brings his head up, while he's down, the thoughts are going in his mind that none of my troops were able to destroy this blade of grass. It must be someone more powerful than all these soldiers that I have, all these gods that I have. So which means it is a force to reckon with. I should not take it lightly. I should respect it. I don't know it is a good force or bad force, is not into that. But I must respect it because nobody has been successful with it. And when he comes up with his eyes closed, because he knows the Yaksha Purusha is not there, he says, please reveal yourself to me. I know you are one of our gods. You are greater than us. Please show yourself. Please grace us. Please grace us by revealing yourself. And when he says like this, the Yaksha Purush, meaning the Lord Narayana ya Ishwar, he doesn't appear. Instead, his Shakti appears. And the moment Shakti appears, she is there with form. The moment he sees her, he says, oh mother, I am blessed to have your darshan. I am blessed that you have come and by yourself given us the darshan. Please guide me. Please tell me who is this Yaksha Purusha who appeared in front of my eyes but went away. But now I am not able to see. And why am I not able to burn or destroy this blade of grass? Please reveal the secret. This is a dialogue. This is a dialogue which we need to have in our own mind. Indra is nothing but the mind, who is the master of the senses. Senses are Varun Devta, Agni Devta, Surya Devta, this Devta, that Devta, all of them. Indra is the king. We can even say the intellect is the king, if you want to use that word. And then he is asking this question because none of these, I will ask you, can your eyes see the eyes? They can reveal all the forms here, but they cannot see themselves, isn't it? Can the tongue taste itself? It can taste everything else, but it cannot taste itself. So in this manner, the senses, they can reveal the world, but they cannot experience themselves. Who can experience? But you know there are senses. You all know there are senses. Who is knowing the senses? What is the cause of the senses? Who is expressing as the senses? We see that it is because we have a mind, we know there are senses. Correct? If we don't have mind, we will not know that there is sense. Does a dog know it has a nose? No, it is just instinctively it is seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, but it cannot know that I am now seeing, I am now smelling, etc., etc. We can make that choice. So, what is the cause of the senses? The mind. See, the rule is this. Every cause has an effect. Huh? So, every cause has an effect. So, क्या कहेंगे? नहीं, we should start the other way. Every effect has a cause. Not every cause has an effect. That statement changes. Every effect has a cause. For Kit Kat, the cause is the parents. For the flower, the cause is the tree. For the tree, the cause is the seed. For the seed, it goes on. For everything, there is a cause. So, second rule. This you know. What is the cause of day and night? Sun. What is the cause of Aushadhi? Moon. This way you can work out all cause and effects. Second rule. This is not Newton's third rule of equation, but our Shastric. What is the second rule of cause and effect? Cause alone expresses as various effects. Sun lo ek baat. Every effect must have a cause. So, the cause of the senses was mind. Now, what is the second rule? Cause alone expresses as various effects. Mind alone is expressing as the Panch Jnanendriyas and Karmendriyas also, but here we are talking about Jnanendriyas. Do you see these five senses? Or I should ask you the question, where else do you see the five senses? I see it in me, I see it in you. Where else do you see it? Let's think out of the box. Okay, you may be saying, I'll answer you. You see it in animals also. Some animals have one, some animals have two, some animals have 3, 4. Where else you see it?
See it everywhere, like air is the sense.
Think out of the box.
Is there everywhere in the nature? Is in plants?
You can see eyes in the plants.
The reaction.
That is all instinctual. I'm saying five senses. Where else do you see the operation of five senses? Think out of the box. बहुत ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं स्वामी जी. In dream, don't you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, imagine, intellectualize in dream? पांच इंद्रियां वहां पे हैं कि नहीं? Does anyone dream a dream as a dream, or when you are in the dream you feel it is waking? Real, isn't it? Till some incident wakes you up. Till some incident wakes you up, till then it is real. कभी कभी हम वो लायन पीछे भाग रहा है and suddenly just when he comes to bounce on you and you wake up and your heart is going, अरे बाप रे क्या हो गया, है ना? क्या छोटे बच्चे क्या सजा ले सकते हैं? डैडी ने थप्पड़ मारा, जैसे ही थप्पड़ पड़ा उड़ गए. मैं तो सपना ले रहा था. तो उसी तरह से we are talking about cause and effect. Mind alone expresses as all the sense, everything in these five elements and the five senses. In dream also, that is subtle, this is gross. Is there a cause for the mind? What is mind? Various thoughts, isn't it? All thoughts coming and going is called mind. Is there a cause for the mind?
Senses.
नहीं, सेंसेस तो इफेक्ट हो गए ना.
But senses creates what? If I see
No,
something, it will
no,
create
वो we have passed that. We have passed that. We are talking about cause.
So for mind is atman.
Close.
Chetana.
So that is intellect or I. I is the cause. If there is no I, there can be no mind. You understand? If there is no I, there is no consciousness, individual consciousness, there can be no mind. Is there a cause for the consciousness? The I, we are talking not about animals here, we are talking about human beings. Is there a cause for the I? Because there is one eye here, one eye there, one eye there, one eye there. Everyone says I. So is there a cause for the I?
I is the ego, right? So ego
No,
is-
whether you call it ego, Jivatma, or you call it as Atma, expression of consciousness through this body is called, when that starts happening, you call it as I. Is there a cause for it? Can I express if there is no life? Correct?
Yes.
So Chetana.
Chetana consciousness.
Not Chetan. What did I use? What word I used? Chetana. If there is Chetana, then alone the intellect and mind can function or come about. So Chetana. We'll again repeat it so that we understand the story also. Is there a cause of Chetana? आपने अभी बताया था क्या? भूल गए. चेतना का कॉज क्या हो सकता है? व्हाट कुड बी द कॉज ऑफ लाइफ? लाइफ का लाइफ इज व्हाट इज एक्सप्रेसिंग थ्रू यू एंड मी. व्हाट इज द कॉज ऑफ दैट?
So what is the cause of life? Or
हाँ.
cause of life is
So can
bondage, right?
is Chetana happening here?
Yes.
No, it's not happening in space. अभी यहाँ पे इसके और बीच में चेतना चल रही है क्या? अगर ऑब्जेक्टिवली देखो, इस लैपटॉप और मेरे बीच में चेतना है? नहीं है. चेतना तो मेरे अंदर ही है ना. लाइफ, देयर इज नो लाइफ इन दिस.
No. Yes.
इट इज जड़.
Jada.
I am a human being. I am feeling that I am conscious. There is life expressing through me.
Yes.
So what could be, there is life expressing through you also. So what could be the cause of life?
Cause of life is bondage.
Cause of life is bondage.
So life.
मैं कौन सी दुनिया
when
में
I take
पूरे
the
हैं?
birth, it's life, isn't it?
हाँ? नहीं, प्राण तो हमने क्रॉस कर लिया. प्राण was only expression in the mind. We have gone beyond that. We came to the I. I के बाद प्राण, अहम भी हो गया, I हो गया ना. अहम हो गया. ओके, माया बोल सकते हो, बट आई एम बीइंग पॉजिटिव. इट इज चित, प्योर कॉन्शियसनेस, द इनफाइनाइट रियलिटी. अब एग्जाम्पल देख लो. इज वाटर अलोन एक्सप्रेसिंग एज मेनी ओशंस? यस. इज ओशन अलोन एक्सप्रेसिंग एज मेनी वेव्स? यस. कॉज अपीयरिंग एज मेनी इफेक्ट्स. करेक्ट? एग्जैक्टली द सेम वे. वन Brahman or Paramatma appearing as Chetana. Chetana expressing as Aham and Idam. That Aham is the intellect, Idam is the mind. Aham is one, Idam is many. Right? And that mind then again expresses as many. What is that? The various senses and the objects for them to perceive. So this is the game that is going on. This is the Leela that is going on. Neither you have created nor you have destroyed. You are merely a witness of it. This is what the Upanishads talk about. They don't talk कि इसको seriously लेके उसके ऊपर लगे रहो. Seriously लगने का मतलब क्या है? कि मुझे पिज्ज़ा ही चाहिए. अटैच हो जाओ. अटैच कहीं नहीं, कहीं अटकना नहीं है. अपना गोल है, to dissolve ourselves. We must dissolve. And we are having that experience every night. Again, I am repeating. So these five, Indra Bhagwan came in front of Uma Maheshwari when she appeared, and he looked at her beauty, and immediately a great sense of blessings he felt, and he said, "Oh mother, you are the greatest." There is a stuti there, a short one, and then he says, "Please tell me the truth. What is this? Why am I not able to see even after seeing?" कभी कभी अपने को जब हम साधना करते हैं, कभी कभी भगवान आते हैं, अपने ध्यान में आते हैं या नींद में आते हैं, बट when we want they don't come. When we want they don't come. कभी कभी हम देखते हैं कि अपने अंदर से मंत्र शुरू होता है, and for no reason it is on our tongue or in our mind continuously, और and when we want to do it it doesn't come. बाकी चीज़ें डिस्ट्रैक्ट करती रहती हैं. ऐसे मैं वाराणसी में 6 महीने था, वहाँ से फिर मैं जा रहा था गिरनार में एक महर्षि पुनीताचार्य जी थे, अभी उन्होंने शरीर छोड़ दिया. तो स्वामी जी सेंट मी देयर टू फॉर साधना, तो उनके पास जाओ. मैंने फ़ोन किया. जिस मोमेंट मैंने आश्रम और वाराणसी में छोड़ा एंड आई गॉट इनटू द ऑटो, मेरे मन में एक जप शुरू हो गया अपने आप ही. मैंने कभी सुना ही नहीं, हरिओम तत्सत जय गुरु दत्ता. एंड आई कुड नॉट स्लीप फॉर 3.5 days. जब चले जा रहा है ट्रेन में. आई वेंट टू बड़ौदा, उधर उतरा, किसी के घर 2 दिन रुका, देन वेंट टू गिरनार, एंड आई रीच गिरनार एंड आई कम आउटसाइड द आश्रम. स्वामी जी इज सिटिंग देयर एट जस्ट इनसाइड द गेट, एंड गेट के ऊपर इतना बड़ा लिखा हुआ है, हरिओम तत्सत जय गुरु दत्ता. कैसे हो गया ये? बाय ग्रेस. सो दैट यू रिमेंबर कि भगवान is a revelation. It is not by your choice. Your choice is कि मैं खाऊं या ना खाऊं. पर अगर आप देखोगे, सांस is not your, breathing is not your choice, hunger is not your choice, constipation is not your choice, loose motion is also not your choice. Toilet जाना आपके is not, you cannot will it if it is not going to happen. Sleep is not your choice. So everything in our, blinking is not your choice, hiccup is not your choice, sneezing is not your choice. It all happens, and it's, you can't say by God ये कितना गंदा हो गया मैंने छींक दिया, but it is a blessing. अगर नहीं छींकते तो वो तो अटक जाता अंदर, मर भी सकते हो, isn't it? So Indra Bhagwan, he looks at the mother Uma Maheshwari, and he feels blessed. And she says, "Oh Indra, don't, what you saw and which you are not able to see again, yes, you are right, you saw something." You are correct, you saw something, but now you cannot see it because you are not qualified to see it. You are not qualified to see it. But as compared to all your क्या कहते हैं, अदर देवताज, यू हैव कम विद ह्यूमिलिटी. You have come with humility. All of them came with arrogance. And therefore, I have come to help you understand the reality of that blade of, or the secret of that blade of grass. So what is the first thing that this is take from sadhana point of view? Then what is the secret? That whatever sadhana we approach, whether yoga, whether jap, whether karma, whether jnana, it must be done with humility. It must be done with gratefulness. Ki bhai, thank God it has come to me. Ayurveda, you cannot say you have discovered, you know everything. So there is humility कि भाई इतना हम समझ गए, ये भी उसी की कृपा से है, अपनी कृपा से नहीं. कौन है? एक्स फैक्टर लगा दो अभी, क्योंकि इंद्र को भी पता नहीं, तो इंद्र को नहीं पता तो हमारे मन को भी नहीं पता. हम सिर्फ शास्त्रों का प्रमाण लेके हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. और उसको आप यू कैनॉट नो इट थ्रू परसेप्शन, यू कैनॉट नो इट थ्रू इन्फ्रेंस, यू कैनॉट कंपेयर इट विद एनीथिंग, बट इट इज़ देयर. but it is there. हाँ? क्योंकि सी जस्ट लाइक क्योंकि हमको ये दुनिया दिख रही है, क्योंकि हमको दिख रहा है कि हम जिंदा हैं, क्यों बिकॉज आई कैन थिंक, बिकॉज आई एम अलाइव, देयरफॉर देयर मस्ट बी सम पावर. If I see a smoke somewhere from far away, I know there is fire, but I have not seen the fire. So similarly, we also feel that way. But this praman is not enough to realize. It has to happen as aparoksha anubhuti. Aparoksha anubhuti क्या होती है? Direct experience. And direct experience is not such that it leaves a thought behind. It doesn't leave a thought behind. You vanish in that direct experience. What you vanish means the individuality completely dissolves, or from devotion point of view we will say the individuality completely surrenders. In Vedanta we say atma anubhav. So this, when you with this understanding, now you look at the story. So Uma Maheshwari ji is telling our Indra Bhagwan that all of you were going in the wrong direction, and therefore the Lord, He came to teach you a lesson. Therefore He came to teach you a lesson. All of them came with arrogance, therefore they could, and because their mind was, they could not destroy it, they could not get further direction from me or from him. But you came with humility, you came with surrender, you came with, you came and prostrated with this doubt. You had a doubt that it must be someone greater than I have ever come to know. If we live, what does arrogance make you behave as? That I know everything. मेरा अनुभव है, मैंने रिसर्च किया है, मैंने सब कुछ पढ़ा है. Nobody can know everything in this creation. But मैं बकरी बन गए. और जहाँ तक, and as long as this is going on, revelation will not happen. जहाँ समर्पण हो गया, वहाँ पे रेवलेशन शुरू हो जाता है. और रेवलेशन यूजुअली इट हैपन्स, पहले किसी ने बोला देवी, यस, इन दिस उपनिषद द देवी कम्स एंड देन शी टेल्स अबाउट दैट, विद अबाउट हर बिलवेड, अबाउट द परमात्मा whom she gives forms but itself is formless. She gives the knowledge to Indra. ये एक स्टोरी, another story, just so that we get to understand where we are going wrong. Once Parshuram, you know all Parshuram, the avatar, one of the avatars of Lord Narayana. And what did he do? He went around killing 21 times the entire Kshatriya race from the earth. He killed. उसके बाद ठंडे होने के लिए परशुराम कुंड चले गए, अरुणाचल प्रदेश. फिर उसके बाद कहीं पे बैठ के शांति में बैठे हुए थे. देन ही हर्ड व्हाट? द ब्रेकिंग ऑफ द पिनाका धनुष इन रामचंद्र जी एंड सीता जी स्वयंवर. And by the time he came, Ramchandra ji and Sita ji are going back to Ayodhya. Darshan ji is in his ratha. Lakshmana is ever alert, protecting his brother. And at the speed of thought, at the speed of wind, you can say, Parshuram ji appeared in front of Ramchandra ji and Sita ji. He said, who dare break my Ishta Devata's dhanush? रामचंद्र जी जस्ट स्माइलिंग. अभी भी शादी हुई है, कहाँ ये भयंकर आदमी सामने आके खड़ा हो गया. तो लक्ष्मण कहता है, मुंह देख के बात करो. हमारे रामचंद्र जी हैज ब्रोकन द धनुष एंड दैट वाज द टेस्ट. टूट गया तो क्या हो गया? भगवान रामचंद्र जी वन ही इज द कॉन्करर ऑफ द 3 वर्ल्ड, धनुष तो कुछ भी नहीं है, एक उंगली से तोड़ देते, वो उसको और चढ़ गया। तो जब तो ही वांटेड टू फाइट विद लक्ष्मणा, एंड इतने में रामचंद्र जी नीचे उतरते हैं रथ से, एंड ही सेज ये यंग है, थोड़ा गर्म खून वाला है, यू एक्सक्यूज हिम, एंड यस इट हैपेंड, I picked up the bow and I was trying to string it and it broke. What can I do about it? It broke. How can you break Shiva's Dhanush? Only the Lord Narayana can break Shiva's Dhanush. But it broke. He is not seeing Ramchandra ji as Narayan. He is seeing Ramchandra ji as another young 18-year-old prince, 16, 17-year-old prince. Now परशुराम जी इज इन कनंड्रम कि यार ये क्या हो गया, इसको थोड़ा टेस्ट करना पड़ेगा। तो बहुत गुस्सा आया, तो उन्होंने कहा कि अच्छा ये नारायण धनुष है, इसको तुम पकड़ के दिखाओ, क्योंकि नारायण धनुष इफ अदर देन नारायण नोबडी कैन लिफ्ट इट। द मोमेंट ही थॉट, the moment it came into his hand, it slipped or it came out of his hand and straight away went to Ramchandra ji, because Ramchandra ji is more complete person than Parshuram ji. What is the difference between Ram and Parshuram? It's not the topic here, but Parshuram ji is born Brahman living as Kshatriya. Ramchandra ji is born Kshatriya living as having all the qualities of Brahman. So growth आगे बढ़ गई है, is more complete than Parshuram in the evolutionary process, if you see. So when it comes into his hand, immediately Ramchandra ji takes out one arrow, puts it on the bow, and he says, Parshuram ji, please tell me where should I shoot this arrow? And you know the rule that once the arrow is put on the Narayan Dhanush, it has to reach a required destination. It cannot go waste. परशुराम जी पूरा चकरा गए दिस मोमेंट कि ये क्या हो रहा है। विद इन फ्यू सेकेंड्स द होल वर्ल्ड हैज कम अपसाइड डाउन, क्योंकि दिस रामचंद्र जी इज होल्डिंग द नारायण धनुष and he closes his eyes. All the rajas he calms down because he came with anger. Who has broken the Pinak Dhanush? Suddenly he calms down, closes his eyes, and the Narayan reveals himself. मैं ही तो हूँ. And immediately he says, bows down to Ramchandra ji, and he says, I will sit on the arrow and you send me somewhere where I cannot move anymore. I can't, and this arrow takes away my ability to move at the speed of thought around to destroy all the Kshatriyas. Ramchandra ji is Kshatriya. He could not destroy him. Why he could not destroy Dasharath? He was also at that time, because there was one rule. If you don't, I know you know Ram's story or Dasharath story, but ये fact पता नहीं होगा तुम्हें, कहीं कहीं पे आता है कि आध्यात्म रामायण में आता है। रूल ये था, अगर कोई राजा, if any king is getting married, Parshuram will not kill him. So Dasharath Maharaj, he had 350 wives, apart from the 3 main ones. He kept marrying. Every time he came to know Parshuram is coming, फटाफट एक शादी लगा के बैठ गया। फिर भी कोई बच्चा नहीं था। Now this comes in Adhyatma Ramayana. Adhyatma Ramayana was written by Maharishi Vedvyas. Adbhut Ramayana also was written by Maharishi Vedvyas. I'm going away from the topic, but there another story comes that Sita ji was Mandodari's daughter. क्योंकि this is just tidbits to excite your interesting बनाने के लिए. तो what was Ravan doing? Ravan was doing, he was troubling all the Rishi Munis. So what he does is, he collects the blood of all the rishis and he brings it in a pot. क्यों लाते हैं वो मैं बाद में किसी और, next time we can take. He brings it in a pot and gives it to Mandodari. अब वो इतना ऋषि मुनियों को तंग करते हैं, देवताओं को तंग करते हैं. Mandodari was fed up. शी से किससे मेरी शादी हो गई, मैं तो, एंड शी वांटेड टू कमिट सुसाइड बिकॉज ये राक्षस है, इसमें कोई सभ्यता ही नहीं है, ऋषियों का खून निकाल रहा है, उनको मार रहा है, उनके हवन, खुद पुरोहित होकर उनके हवन ध्वंस कर रहा है. तो व्हेन रावण ब्रिंग्स अ पॉट ऑफ what do you call the blood, he says keep it somewhere safe, even a drop is enough to destroy this whole world. It is so because it is ऋषि मुनीस. अब यहाँ पे जब होता है, आप लोगों ने वो स्टोरी सुनी होगी कि नारद मुनि को भगवान ने मंकी वाला फेस दे दिया था बिकॉज ही वांटेड टू गेट मैरिड टू ए यंग गर्ल. हाँ, वो सब स्टोरी बताए. तो भगवान को नारद ही गिव्स हिम अ शाप. ही सेज आपको भी ऐसे अगले जन्म में वेन एवर यू हैव टू टेक इनकारनेशन टू टेक हेल्प फ्रॉम मंकीज इन ऑर्डर टू बी सक्सेसफुल इन लाइफ. तो ये तो रामचंद्र जी का रीज़न हो गया बर्थ का. नारद मुनि का भी, हाँ, नारद मुनि अलोन गिव्स शाप टू लक्ष्मी माता दैट कि आपने हमें हमसे झूठ बोला बिकॉज शी स्माइल्ड व्हेन ही वाज बीइंग ट्रिक्ड इनटू बीइंग अ मंकी बिकॉज शी अलोन वाज द young girl whom Narad ji wanted to marry in another incarnation. And जब वो नारायण भगवान के साथ चली गई, कहाँ चली गई, नारायण भगवान उनके साथ ड्रामा वगैरह करते हैं तो बाद में नारायण भगवान कहते हैं अच्छा त्रास मत कर, मैं तेरे को बताता हूँ, देख ये मेरी यही वो लड़की है लक्ष्मी. तो जैसे ही उसको दिखता है उसका अंदर के जो काम वासना थी, उस जब काम वासना पूरी नहीं होती तो क्या होता है, गुस्सा आता है. उस गुस्से में वो लक्ष्मी जी को शाप दे देता है कि आपको भी ये जो मैंने पीड़ा सहन की है वो आपको भी सहन करनी पड़ेगी. यू विल ऑल्सो बी सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम. तो सीता जी सेज नारद जी मेरे लिए, मैं आपका शाप एक्सेप्ट करती हूँ, उसमें एक और ऐड कर दो. हाँ बोल दो. क्या? कि मैं उस औरत के गर्भ से पैदा होंगी जिसने स्वयं इच्छा से ऋषि मुनियों का खून पिया है, उसके गर्भ से मैं पैदा होंगी. एन इम्पॉसिबिलिटी, कभी किसी ने सुना ही नहीं था, पर देखो रामायण में ये हो रहा है. रावण इज ब्रिंगिंग द ब्लड एंड गिविंग इट टू मंदोदरी, एंड मंदोदरी इज टायर्ड ऑफ रावण, तो कहती है मैं कैसे सुसाइड करूं, तो वो खून पी लेती है, और खून पी लेती तो बच्चा हो जाता है इमीडिएट. सीता जी पैदा हो जाती है. बिफोर रावण कुड कम शी गोज एंड बरीज द फीटस इन मिथिला वेयर जनक जी फाइंड्स हर, एंड देन द होल स्टोरी बिगिंस. तो ये सब, ये आपको वाल्मीकि में नहीं मिलेगा, ये आपको तुलसी रामायण में नहीं मिलेगा, ये सब आपको अलग, ये जो अध्यात्म रामायण. और एनीवे ये आपको थोड़ा नींद आ रही होगी इसलिए मैंने स्टोरी बता दी. पर अभी परशुराम जी का क्या होता है, अब हम ये बात कर रहे थे. तो परशुराम जी को ही सिट्स ऑन द एरो एंड ही सेंड्स हिम टू महेंद्र पर्वत. देयर ही कम्स अक्रॉस मतंग ऋषि, एंड व्हेन ही कम्स अक्रॉस हिम, अब सब शांत हो गया है, जो वेग था वो कम हो गया है. ही सेज हे गुरुदेव, जीवन का लक्ष्य क्या है? उसने कहा ब्रह्म प्राप्ति, ब्रह्मात्मा ऐक्य बोध. इसे कहाँ पे होगा? कहते कहाँ पे होगा, क्या तुम ही तो हो, मैंने तो कुछ किया नहीं, मैंने तो इतने सारे लोगों को मारा और मैं ही ब्रह्मन हूँ, ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? मैंने तो कोई साधना भी नहीं की, मैंने कुछ अटोनमेंट ऑफ माई सिंस भी नहीं किया, तो ऐसे कैसे कि मैं ब्रह्मन हूँ? ऐसे नहीं, तुम हो. ही स्टार्ट्स हैविंग डाउट, इज ही अ ट्रू टीचर? जब हमको कोई बोलता है कि तुम तत्त्वमसि, तो हम कहते हैं ना मैंने योगा किया, ना मैंने कर्म किया, ना मैंने प्राणायाम किया, ना मैंने भक्ति की, मैं ही वो. कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, हमको आदत पड़ी है ना कुछ करने की. सो ही सेज नहीं. तो व्हेन मतंग ऋषि सीज दिस भाव इन हिज आइज, He says, yes, you are right. You go further up the Mahendra mountain, there Dattatreya ji is sitting. And you ask Dattatreya ji, he is your true guru. I am not your guru, he is your guru. And when you ask him, he will give you the right direction. Dattatreya ji is all knowing, he knows. परशुराम जी आए, कहते हैं हाँ हाँ, पूछा कैसे, उन्होंने ऐसे बोला था, हाँ बिल्कुल ठीक है. उन्होंने कहा कि आप मेरे गुरु, हाँ बिल्कुल ठीक है. अब मैं क्या करूँ? उन्होंने कहा महेंद्र पर्वत पे चढ़ो, उसकी मिट्टी खोदो, उससे एक देवी बनाओ मूर्ति, और उसको सुबह दोपहर शाम 3 बार के 4 बार दिन में उसको सुबह उठाओ, उसको सुप्रभात बोलो, और उसके उठने से पहले तुम्हें उठना है. हाँ, फिर उसके खाने से पहले तुमको फास्ट रखना है, लेकिन उसको 3-3, 4-4 बार दिन में खाना खिलाना है. किसको? मूर्ति को. उसके लिए भजन गाने हैं, उसके लिए ये करना है, उसके लिए वो करना है. 12 साल तक परशुराम ये करते रहे. और 12 साल का एक तप होता है. 12 साल के बाद उनके मन में, इतना तप करने के बाद उनके मन में एक दिन विचार आया. वन थॉट केम. ही सेड, ब्लडी, आई डग द सॉइल, आई मेड द स्टैच्यू, आई एम डूइंग एवरीथिंग. This is only jad, it is just like sitting there. How come this has become more important and I who am alive is less important? How come this is Brahman, this Devi is Brahman and I am not, I am alive, she is not alive? With this doubt he goes to Dattatreya Maharaj. So Dattatreya Maharaj को कहते हैं, what is more important, that Devi or me? What is Chaitanya? Is Chaitanya not more important? He says, yes. Is Devi more important or me? He says, you. Then where is Brahman? He says, you are Brahman. यही तो उसने बताया था पहले. यही तो मतंग ऋषि ने बताया था मुझे. अब ऐसा तुम्हारे सामने कुछ आ गया कभी. What would परशुराम think now? कि अगर मैं इधर इसके साथ आर्ग्यू करूंगा तो फिर मेरे को वापस 12 साल के लिए ऊपर भेजेगा. तो इसलिए एक्सेप्ट कर लो. क्या एक्सेप्ट कर लो? कि अहम ब्रह्मास्मि, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि. तो आई गिव यू दीज 2 stories, one of Indra and one of this, कि you are already that which you are seeking. A wave is already that which it is seeking, which is water. That is its realization. Water by nature is infinite. उसको सिर्फ उसको एक्सेप्ट करना है कि मैं वो हूँ. हमारे को भी वही एक्सेप्ट करना है कि मैं वो हूँ. और क्योंकि हमारे को शांत रहना नहीं आता, because suddenly why I went into Hindi, because we do not know how to remain quiet. When you don't know how to remain quiet, what will you do? Activity. Activity is कर्म, क्रिया. क्रिया कहाँ होती है? मनसा वाचा काया. एफर्ट्स कहाँ होते हैं? मनसा वाचा काया. फिर लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई. फिर कुछ ना कुछ तो शास्त्रों को बोलना पड़ेगा. ये शांति नहीं हो रहा है. पहले तो बोल देते हैं. अर्जुन को भी दूसरे अध्याय में अर्जुन पूछता है, क्या पहले बोलते हैं, कार्पण्य दोषो महतः स्वभाव पृच्छामि ताम धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेताः. मीनिंग मैं एकदम कृपण हूँ, मेरे को कुछ पता नहीं है क्या सही है और व्हाट इज़ राइट एंड व्हाट इज़ रॉन्ग. एंड हाँ, कार्पण्य दोषोपहत स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेताः. निश्रेयस्यात् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे. निश्रेयस, what is the highest good for me? Please tell me, O Krishna. Why you should tell me? Shishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. Because I am your shishya and I am surrendered at your feet. If we go in this life thinking that we know everything, we will never reach the ultimate destination. See? So when he says this, from 10th verse in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, till 31st verse, I think approximately those verses, he gives him the highest knowledge. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya, Atma cannot be cut, Atma cannot be wet, Atma cannot dry, Atma cannot be known, all this. It doesn't die, it is not born, it doesn't there is no modification in the Atma, you are that. And what does Arjuna say? After 31st verse, he says, सब बाउंसर चला गया यार क्योंकि कृष्ण तो उसका यार ही था. उसने कहा ये सब तो बाउंसर्स चले गए, मेरे को कुछ समझ नहीं आया. प्लीज टेल मी इन अ लैंग्वेज विच आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड. क्योंकि अर्जुन वॉज कर्मठ, करना है करना है करना है. तो देन कर्म योगा बिगिंस, देन ध्यान योगा बिगिंस, then bhakti yoga begins, then jnana yoga begins, and it concludes in the 18th chapter. And there then Krishna says in the end that have all your doubts been pacified? Are you having clarity? And what does Arjuna answer? Yes, all my doubts are pacified, now I will do what you command. And Arjuna, Krishna doesn't say what I will, he doesn't say now you do this or you do that. He has already told that you have to live according to your dharma. See? यही अपना है. तो what is your dharma? धर्मा हम अटक जाते हैं. We get caught up in life. My dharma is to take care of my family, I have to take care of my children, I have to take care of my parents. ये धर्म ठीक है, but there is a greater dharma. Take care of the society, community, country. If you move beyond that, your dharma is to take care of the whole universe. और उसी के लिए अपना सनातन धर्म में सारे जो पद्धति है, अग्निहोत्र है पूरे यूनिवर्स के लिए, सिर्फ तुम्हारी एरिया के लिए दौड़ना है. But even greater than that, when you move beyond universe, what is your dharma? Your dharma is to realize that you are the one. What you are seeking, you are. That is, to know that is your dharma. और हम कहाँ पे फंसे हुए हैं? So if you are thinking you are the body, your dharma will be relations and possessions. Because body के level पे यही धर्म होएगा और कुछ हो ही नहीं सकता. But if you are thinking, if you have come across this class or maybe some other satsang where you have been, at least एक बीज हमने बो दिया कि I am of the nature of Atma essentially, which is not born, which does not die, which does not go through modifications. I don't understand what it is, but you are continuously thinking about it. See? तो शरीर के धर्म से हिसाब, when we are thinking about the body, automatically we think about father, mother, wife, children, because they are all connected to each other. When we think about Atma, are there any relations there? You can say all other Atmas are also mine. All of them are also mine. ये हो जाएगा कि तो then you will chant what our Subhash ji chant, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. It is not only for me, it is always for all. See? So this is very important. Ki, what is the true definition of dharma? Bhagavad Gita also begins with Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. धर्म से वर्ड भगवत गीता शुरू होती है, कंक्लूड किससे होती है? मम धर्म. See? So in this manner, this Atma that we are, this consciousness that we are talking about, topic is consciousness. Another word for it is Atma. Another word for that total consciousness at a relative level is Ishvara. At the infinite level, the same consciousness is called as Brahman. In yoga, that same consciousness is called as Paramatma. For devotees, it is called as Bhagwan, God. It is the same thing. अब किसका बड़ा है, which God is better, which sadhana is better, उसमें से निकल जाओ. Then where should be your attention? How do I dissolve myself? And that dissolution is not going to take place by karma, it is not going to take place by bhakti, it is not going to take place by yoga, it is not going to take place by jnana. It is none of these are going to help it to dissolve. Because you are already that. You are already that. Then why do we do all this? Whatever is coming between me and what I actually am, that we are dissolving. Where is that? What is that which is coming? Thoughts. I'm not dissolving individuality. The consciousness present here and the consciousness at... So, I'll give you one example. If I break this wall, will the space, इस space का नाम क्या है? Room space. Living room space. If I break the walls, is the living room space going to say, oh, now I'm going to get liberated, tuk 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 tuk, and it will go and join the total space? Is it going to do that? Why?
It's the same space.
Because the space within and space without are one and the same qualitatively. We can't see it, but the space is pervading the walls also. Isn't it? Exactly the same way. The water in the ocean and water in the wave is the same water. Similarly, the consciousness within and the consciousness without, which is the infinite consciousness, it's one and the same. Nothing needs to be done. To unite this space and the outside space, you don't need to break the walls. To make the water in the wave to become one with the total waters, you don't have to destroy the wave. You understand? Similarly, we don't need to destroy anything. We don't need to destroy the body, the breath, the mind, the intellect. Or like in anti-Veda religions, they destroy God also. They don't want that concept of God. We don't need to destroy anything. Everything is that only. Appear as if appearing in different names. Everything is light only. But that light alone is expressing as the 7 colors. But it is one light. So when I gave this example, mind alone is expressing as the 5 senses and the five elements which are making the whole universe. So where's the question of destroying the senses? Yes, you need to discipline them if you feel you need to discipline. It is only happening, you will feel that I have to discipline the senses, I have to control the mind, I have to study the scriptures. Only why? Because you are not accepted that you are the consciousness. If you accept you are the consciousness, you don't need to do anything. पर ये बहुत कम लोग कर पाते हैं. बहुत कम लोग कर पाते हैं. एक विरला, one rare person, one rare Mahatma will be there, and because we don't see that, we say, oh, this Mahatma, why did he, how come he is thinking about, he is established in the truth and we are not established in the truth? Then to pacify your mind, the scripture say, oh, पूर्व जन्म संस्कार. क्योंकि बुद्धू को क्या समझाएंगे? पूर्व जन्म संस्कार. So we must continue to contemplate. मैंने कल एग्जाम्पल दिया था, I'll give it again. Prepare your mind. No, not prepare your mind, क्योंकि माइंड का चक्कर ही नहीं है. Accept yourself as the Atma, accept yourself as the consciousness, and see that the whole world, what is the whole world? Waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. This is your whole world. They are happening and unhappening. They are coming and they are going. But because they are coming and going, you are not coming and going. When you identify with the waking experience, you say, I am the waker. When you identify with the dream experience, you say you are the dreamer. When you identify with the sleep experience, you say you are the sleeper. When you identify with the meditation, you say I am the meditator. And this you do every day. But there must be someone who knows all of them. How can waker go into the sleep and say, I am experiencing sleep? It cannot happen. How can the waker go into the dream and say, I am dreaming? It cannot happen. So there must be someone in whose presence these four states are coming and going. And this is your direct experience. So instead of focusing on the experience, you focus on the experiencer and find out what is the true nature of this experiencer. Who is the real me? Is the waker the real me? Is the dreamer the real me? Is the sleeper the real me? Is the meditator the real me? If you come to this conclusion, yes, I am that real me, then why are they coming and going? That means your conclusion is wrong. The one who knows these four states coming and going every day must be continuous, no? अभी मैं बोलूँगा कल तुम did you go to sleep yesterday? Yes. Did you dream yesterday? Yes. Did you meditate yesterday? Yes. Were you having a waking experience yesterday? Yes. What about day before? Also. What about 1 year ago? Also. So someone knows. Who is that? It cannot be the waker, dreamer, sleeper or meditator. It has to be the one who is the sakshi, the witness of all this phenomena that is going on. Be that and be happy. उसके ऊपर इतना सिंपल है. अब जितने शास्त्र पढ़ोगे, the more scriptures you study, if you have, because now once this urgency comes, that mumukshutva comes, I want to know, then the first thing, I want to study. The more you study, the more complication also increases because you want to study. You don't want to go under a tutelage of a teacher. फिर प्रॉब्लम शुरू हो जाएंगी, कन्फ्यूजन्स आ जाएंगे, डाउट्स आएंगे. Keep your mind, I'm not saying don't study, I'm not saying don't do yoga, I'm not saying don't do japa, I'm not saying don't do karma. Do everything in the light of consciousness. And you are that consciousness. If you keep doing everything is taking place. You be that consciousness watching whatever is taking place. Very quickly, everything, your attention which is going outwards starts going inwards. And it will get stuck on the consciousness. And within this lifetime, it can dissolve also. It doesn't take whole lifetime. It takes only not even 1 second, not even 1 microsecond. I gave him the example in the car. How much time, if I ask you, please think of your husband or wife right now. Now think of your child. How much time it took you to shift from being a husband or a wife to a father or a mother? How much time it took? Instantaneously. There is no delay. Did you have to do, अच्छा अभी तक तो मैं husband बना हुआ था and now I have to do sadhana to become a father. Immediate. That immediate is from being an individual to being the infinite consciousness. That immediate. Accept करना है. आपने अपने आप को हस्बैंड एक्सेप्ट कर लिया या वाइफ एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है. आपने अपने आप को फादर और मदर एक्सेप्ट कर लिया है. बट हाउ डिड यू एक्सेप्ट योर सेल्फ लाइक दैट? क्योंकि जयमाला डाली, क्योंकि मंगलसूत्र डाला, बिकॉज यू हैड अ रिंग. दीज आर ओनली आउटसाइड साइंस टू प्रूव भाई ऑक्यूपाइड. ओनली दैट. But the acceptance was mental, isn't it? The moment you get married, after that, aho, the girl starts behaving differently, the husband starts behaving differently because he has accepted. Now I am her husband, I cannot be a bachelor like before, I cannot think like before, Immediately the change starts happening, and over some time he doesn't know any other role other than being a husband or a wife. Then the children come, then he doesn't know any other role other than being a parent. See? So when we contemplate on the consciousness that we are, थोड़ा ही करना है. ओह, मैंने spontaneous combustion का एग्जाम्पल दिया था. Mound of paper. आग लगाओ. Every piece of paper doesn't need to burn. थोड़ी देर तक पटांग बूम करके सब कुछ जल जाता है. वैसे ही you keep focusing on the consciousness that you are, accepting the consciousness that you are, within very short period. It all depends how much you have accepted yourself as the consciousness. How much you have accepted. Initially it is by thought, no doubt. And for that thought, instead of a very simple thing, instead of talking about the world, now you are talking about scriptures. Then instead of talking about scriptures, you will talk about waking, dream, deep sleep, and the one who knows all of them. Then instead of talking about the witness and the 3 experiences or 4 experiences, now you will talk only about the Atma. Then you will not talk about the Atma, you will sit in silence. And in that silence, somewhere, the abidance will happen. That happens by grace. That doesn't happen. Abidance, revelation, discovery, whatever you say, it doesn't happen by your choice. It happens by grace. Why I am using this language, it happens by grace? Because if we think we are an individual, it happens by grace. पर एक ही चीज है. Keep contemplating on the consciousness. Keep contemplating that this consciousness is not born. Nitya, Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Swarupa. It is eternal. If it is eternal, it is not born, it doesn't die. Shuddha, it is ever pure. So instead of you thinking that I am a sinner, मैंने इतने पाप किए, मैंने इतनी गलतियाँ की हैं, मैंने इतना, I have to atone. नहीं, you are Shuddha. Nitya Shuddha, Buddha, I have to gain knowledge. No, you are already the knowledge that you are seeking. What is the knowledge you are seeking? The scriptural knowledge, the yoga knowledge. No. These are only words. And what are the words of the Upanishads and scriptures telling you? Tattvamasi, you are that. Again you come back to yourself. So you already know. Nobody can say that I don't know myself. Everybody knows that they are alive. Someone doesn't have to say that you are alive. Someone doesn't say, you don't have to ask, hey, can you tell me if my hunger has been satiated? मैंने खाना खा लिया, मैंने जितना खाना चाहिए था उतना खाया क्या, बता सकते हो तुम? Can anyone answer that question for you? Only you can answer the question whether your hunger is satisfied or not. Correct? Only you can come to know. No guru can tell you that you are realized or not. No God can tell you are realized or not. If these things are happening, run away from that person. Only you can come to know. But we require the guidance of the teacher. We require the grace of the Lord. As long as we think we are a human being, till then God and Guru is important. After realization, why Mahatmas still continued singing the glory of their Guru? To set an example for the society, that's all. Jnaneshwar Maharaj bhi, my Guru, his Guru is Nivrittinath. But you read Amrut Anubhav, Jnaneshwar Maharaj says, there is no difference between Nivrittinath and me. We are the same. But at the worldly level, he is my Guru, and everything that is happening in my life, everything that I do, only I do by his instructions and by his grace. That humility, that gratitude, that must be there when we are in the relative. So Nitya Shuddha Mukta, we feel we are in bondage. We feel that children are because of children we don't have time, because of the home duties we don't have time, because I am married I don't have time for myself, I don't have my private space. No, you are mukta, you are ever swatantra, you are ever free, but only when you think yourself as or accept yourself as you are the consciousness. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa, that is your true nature. And in this way, contemplate again and again and again and again. Why we need to contemplate again and again and accept? I'll take all of your example. After marriage, you don't, yes, you have accepted that you are the husband, but पुरानी आदतें इतनी जल्दी जाती ही नहीं. एक फ़ोन आ गया, चल यार आजा मूवी देखने चलते हैं, नई नवेली दुल्हन घर में बैठी है और इसके फ्रेंड्स ने बोल दिया चल मूवी चलते हैं, ये अपना छोड़ के चला गया. He is not thinking about his wife. Once it happens, twice it happens, goes out for dinner, goes out for with his friends. Suddenly one day, या तो मम्मी बताएगी या डैडी बताएंगे या वाइफ विल herself tell, I am also in your life. I am also, we have to live together. You can't continue to live as a bachelor. Now you are husband. Now we have to do things together. We have to explore together. We have to discover together. He says, now I can't do what I used to do before. So there is a bit of friction in that. But eventually he accepts the new role. Eventually he accepts and he starts living responsibly, isn't it? It's all our examples. Exactly the same way. Initially the world will pull, the body will pull, the mind will pull you back into the world while you're contemplating on consciousness. But if we keep at it, a point will come, suddenly the acceptance will be 100% that I am. यार इतने फिर से पहाड़ पे चढ़ के फिर 12 साल पूजा करनी है. एक्सेप्ट कर लो यार, स्वामी जी छोड़ नहीं रहे, शास्त्र हमें छोड़ नहीं रहे, एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं. तो पर उसके ऊपर चोट लगाती रहना है. अगेन एंड अगेन यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट योर दैट. जहाँ एक्सेप्टेंस हो गया वहाँ परिवर्तन हो गया, वहाँ डिसोल्यूशन हो गया. All your actions as a father and mother, you were not a father mother before, but once you accept this is my child, because it is your child, all actions from you start. When a child is born, a mother doesn't have to do anything. Automatically the milk starts flowing. Automatically she will spend sleepless nights to take care of that child. She will complain, but she will not dare not get up if the child is crying at night, isn't it? क्योंकि उसके मन में आता ही नहीं कि मैं कुछ एक्स्ट्रा कर रही हूँ. It is my child, she has accepted and she is ready to sacrifice for that. When we are ready to sacrifice everything in life for that Paramatma, for that Brahman, for that Atma that we are, live in that sacrificial mode. फिर उसके बाद क्या होएगा? फिर हमको हवन नहीं करने हैं. क्यों? यहाँ पे 5 हवन चल रहे हैं. आँखें, 2 आँखें हैं, ये हवन कुंड है. इसके अंदर आहुति चल रही है. किसकी? ऑल द नेम्स एंड फॉर्म्स, उनकी आहुति चल रही है. ये 2 कान हैं, ये हवन कुंड है. इसके अंदर कंटिन्यूसली आहुति गिर रही है शब्दों की. ये मुंह एक हवन कुंड है, इसमें कंटिन्यूसली आहुति आ रही है टेस्ट की. तो कंटिन्यूस हवन चले जा रहा है. And your vision starts transforming. You will see how this one alone is playing with itself everywhere. And that is, it is not that कोई भी मैं परमात्मा हूँ, अब मैं परमात्मा के साथ एक हो गया, अब कुछ नहीं करना है. ऐसे होता नहीं. ऐसे नहीं होता. After coming to realize, you will continue to be a husband, you will continue to be a wife, you will continue to be a teacher, you will continue to teach yoga, you will continue to take satsang, you will continue to have diseases. You will continue to heal, but with a difference. Now you have that, the ultimate, that all this is okay, but actually I am someone else. तो उसकी वजह से you will not get disturbed by anything in world, you will not run after anything in this world, you will not be overly attached to anything in this world. See, you will not continue to live in likes and dislikes. What our Bhagavad Gita again and again says, Sukha Dukkha Same Kritva Labha Labho Jaya Jaya Tato Yuddhaya Yuddhasva Yuddhaya Yuddhasva. This is the war. Continuously. That instead of thinking about what you see, hear, touch, feel, taste, the war is I am the infinite consciousness. This is the thought. तो उसके लिए क्या करना है? भगवद गीता में कितनी जगह पे समय कृत्वा समत्वम योग उच्यते आता है ना. समत्व समत्व समत्व. Don't live a reactionary life. Maintain, be centered. You can only be centered if you are thinking of God or you are thinking of Atma. Only then you will be centered. And once you are centered, what Bhagavad Gita is telling, what yoga is samatvam yoga uchyate, Upanishads are telling, then that becomes a immediate reality. May the Lord and the Guru bless us with this abidance here and now, every moment, as forever and ever and ever. With that we conclude. Thank you for having invited me here. 121 बताए नहीं, चलो हो गया. So for inviting me here, I'm sure whether you enjoyed the sessions or didn't enjoy the sessions, whether you are sleeping or waking, it will have, the seed is planted. The seed is planted. If you think about the consciousness, the seed will become a tree. If you don't think about it, it will still be there. Many times we see the seeds are lying in the mountains, पर उसको सिर्फ थोड़ी सी मिट्टी चाहिए, थोड़ा सा पानी चाहिए, हजारों साल पुराना बीज एकदम से फलीभूत हो जाता है. सो अगले जन्म के लिए मत वेट करो. इसी जन्म में उसके ऊपर ध्यान डालोगे, it will start flowering because you are already that. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.